Hi Leo, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot. My name's Carol, and this is your January 2024 reading. Whew, felt good to say that. So, we're going to be looking at where your energy's at right now. And in particular, I want to look at maybe something that you need to resolve from, maybe the holidays or just something that's been hanging on. Maybe, it's a new year. Maybe there's something that you need to let go of. Some particular emotion that's coming up for you that you need to heal. A situation you need to work on, you need to heal. A pattern that's repeating and you're kind of fed up. So I want to look at where you are, your energy, where you are right now. And then I'm going to look at your shadow, what's coming up from your shadow that's linked to this energy that you're sitting in. And that's going to give us a lot of information on, what sort of thing you have to work on that's coming up for you to heal. And then the last bit, I'm going to ask the tarot for some guidance and as to how you can heal this. And then I'm also going to give you a bit of guidance. I'm going to recommend a video for you, and that will come from my other channel called Carol Cares. And that particular video will help you sometimes with, maybe grounding or journaling or, processing your emotions. Yeah, it's a helpful video for you that I hope you take a peek at, see if it can help you out. And then I'm going to end it with a little oracle card, a spirit animal card, which I love to include at the end. So I'm going to start off with the Light Seers deck, and then I'm going to clarify that with the Rider-Waite, some cards from the Rider-Waite, and I'm going to use my spirit animal deck. This will be my spirit animal deck here that I'm going to use for you. Okay, so let's begin. And I'm going to ask the tarot for 1 to 2 cards for the top. I know I took 3 last reading, and I don't necessarily like it, but 1 to 2 cards for each. So let's look at your energy that you're sitting with, all right? So 1 to 2 cards for that from the tarot for the energy that you're sitting with, please. You have the Empress card in reverse. And I will show you the cards in a sec as I talk about them. And let's look at your shadow. Okay, 1 to 2 cards for your shadow. What's coming up in your shadow that's linked to the energy that you're sitting in right now? And it looks like I got 3 for the top row. So I got the Emperor, the 10 of Pentacles, and 10 of Wands, all in reverse here. I do read reversals, so it's not a big surprise when I get reversals. They're all in reverse, actually. So, and the last card that's come up is the Ace of Pentacles. All right. So we'll look at these three sections first, and then I'll clarify that. So the first card that's come up is the Empress card, and beautiful card here. I'm going to show her upright. We'll talk about her upright. So the Empress is the 3rd card in the major arcana and comes next to the Emperor. And the Empress for me is that feminine side of us. We have a feminine side and we have a masculine side. Whether it does nothing to do with gender. And the Empress has everything to do in the major arcana, has everything to do with creativity, authenticity, because you have the High Priestess also, but the High Priestess is more with her wisdom and her intuition, which is also a feminine part of us. But the Empress in particular has everything to do with creativity, just bursting, real fertile energy here where you can see that she's ready to give birth to something. And so I'm feeling like there is almost, I'm getting kind of a creative vibe to what's going on with you right now. Maybe there's something coming out where You're interested in doing something creative, and that could be so many things. It could just be just a different way that you're willing to live your life. It could be something like you're willing to put yourself first. That's very creative. Anything that's going to bring you in a different direction, and it's what you want to do for yourself. But it's come in reverse here, which tells me that there's sometimes when there is some sort of either a resistance to doing it for some reason, and a lot of times that can be you're just sitting in sort of a bit of, and when it is reverse, it could be just hopelessness sometimes, just feeling like you can't do it, wanting to get something, wanting to do this new thing for yourself, whatever it is, leaving your job, applying for a different job, going back to school, something different for yourself, but you're having difficulties getting to it, and just there's some resistance here, or you're feeling like you can't do it. And what's coming up in your shadow, interestingly, right beside that is the Emperor in reverse. Was the first card. You have 3 cards here. So this Emperor card. The Emperor is a very stable, rigid, male aspect of the major arcana. And a lot of times this can refer to, if you think of the Empress as being kind of the motherly figure type, where the feminine aspect of it, and this Emperor card is, for me, represents society and society's rules in particular. He has his piece. He knows, he has his chess piece here. He knows what step he needs to take. He's very logical, and he goes by the book. He goes by what society says, this is what you're supposed to do. This is how you're supposed to be. Something like, for me, it was like, this is, you need to go to school, you need to get married, and then you need to have kids. All those 3 in that order. Don't mess them up. And you had to do them all, right? And so this is like society's rules. This is what society says you're supposed to do. And this is in reverse for you in your shadow. So whatever this creative endeavor that you want to do for yourself, in your shadow it says, well, society says no. There's something that you've learned when you were younger that you weren't allowed to do or weren't supposed to do, or there's something here that's blocking your ability to get this out, that you want to do this change, that one you want to make for yourself. And the 10 of Pentacles, another card in reverse. The 10 of Pentacles is like a family card, right? And you see all these generations of kids showing up, and sometimes these rules that we have can come from our family. Maybe this is Pentacles, so it has to do with our material goods, our health, our job. So there's something here that's saying, maybe it's your family. Maybe there's something to do with, it could even be like an inheritance that you're supposed to get from, maybe you have some money in your family and you're supposed to inherit something, and, it's in reverse here. It's preventing you from doing what you want to do. I remember when I was growing up, I had a friend, and I won't say what nationality she was, but she knew that she had to marry a certain type of person, or she wouldn't get the money. She literally came out and said, no, I have money coming to me, and I can't do this. I can't do what I want to do. I can't marry somebody that was not her nationality because she wouldn't get the money. And so this story's coming up, and I don't know why, but it's just something that I'm thinking, maybe this has something you're in a similar situation here, where there's something in your shadow that says you're not allowed to do this. You were told that you weren't allowed to do this. And the 10 of Wands is coming in reverse too, and upright, the 10 of Wands is that this particular individual has packed her bags, and she's walking away. Like, she's fed up with this mental anguish that has been going on, because Wands is all about, mental anguish and just spinning in your head about something. And in the Rider-Waite deck, it's that man that's lying down and he has all these swords in his back. Like, it's done him in. And this is in reverse. So this is telling me that there's whatever this blocking that you have in your system, that's in your shadow, these ideas, swords. Well, that's wands. So I was thinking about swords, but swords is the mental energy. But the wands is all about your creativity and who you want to be and what you want to do, what your purpose is, and that is blocked here. It's very blocked. So because there's something that's in your shadow that's preventing you from doing this new thing that you want to do. And the Ace of Pentacles is, well, there's a new offer here. There's a new offer here, and it's a pentacle. And the Ace of Pentacles means, for me, this is what I'm sensing. I'm sensing that you're finding a way to figure out how to do what you want to do, but you have in your shadow, there's ideas here that are saying, it's not really what society says. It's not really what I've been raised to believe. I'm not allowed to do this. But the Ace of Pentacles, the guidance is saying, it's time to get into your body, to get in touch with your intuition, get in touch with some feelings, get in touch with this story that's sitting in your shadow that's saying you can't do this, because it's time to figure this out, and you have to heal. When we come up against these stories, these belief systems in ourselves, we have to bring them to light first of all, right? This is, I want to call this like the light and shadow. This is like, or the shadow and light. I want to bring to light here. The tarot wants to bring what's in your shadow to light. And there's some story here that's blocking you. So it wants you to get back into your body and start to get in touch with your intuition. Start to get in touch with who you are. Start to feel. Get in touch with these stories that you have in your head that are going on. So let's go to the tarot and the Rider-Waite deck. We are on the tarot already, but we're going to go clarify this with some more. We need some more details here. We need some more specifics as to what's going on with the storyline for you about your creative thing that you want to do for yourself. And shadow saying, no, your belief systems that are sitting there saying for whatever reason you can't do it. And it's not even this sense of it's not even unworthiness that I'm feeling here that's coming up. It's just there's something that says you can't do it. A belief system. Somebody's told you when you were younger. I don't know. Okay, so one more, and then we're going to start to. So I need some clarification for the Empress, please. Oh wow, they just fell right out. So this was the last card. So I'm going to say you have the Ace of Cups in reverse, the King of Wands in reverse, and the Five of Swords upright. For the shadow, please. What's coming up in the shadow? I like when they fall out like that. And then I'll get these tough ones that come up sometimes. Okay. Shadow. I need some clarification, please, from the tarot for the shadow. We have a Temperance card. And, got 4 cards here. Oh, okay, we have the King of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the 4 Cups, and the 9 of Cups. Ace of Pentacles, clarification, please. Guidance from the tarot. And we have, oh, wow, nice. You get a lot of wands. So 10 of wands and the 8 of wands. I love that because we're talking about creativity here. And you've got some beautiful cards coming out here for your guidance. Beautiful cards. And finally, the Page of Pentacles. All right, so let's take right now, we'll talk about The Well, yeah. Let's talk about what's going on with this creativity here that's blocked. Something's going on, something you want to do for yourself, take your life in a different direction with this major, and this is a major arcana card. So this is a major step in your life. This isn't like this, like a little, these, like the minor arcana talks about your daily life, whereas this is like a major step here in your life where you're taking your life in a new direction. You're wanting to. Because you have the Ace of Cups that comes in reverse. And the Ace of Cups, for me, is an offer from the universe. And it's a new way of... Cups is all about your feeling, your desires. So you have this new desire that you have on offer. Like, new way of maybe feeling about something. And it's a cup. And it's coming from the universe here, but there's a real resistance to it. And we know that we've established that with the Empress being in reverse, that there is for some reason, we're thinking it's something that you believe, one of your belief systems, something you've been told that you're not allowed to do. And there is a resistance to doing it. And, the desire for it, your desire is in reverse. And the King of Wands comes right behind it. Now, the King of Wands and the King of Wands in reverse here. And so the King of Wands, so all my court cards are parts, represent parts of you. So part of you feels this, or part of you feels that. Or in this particular case, because it's a king, it's the masculine part of you. We all have a masculine part and we all have a feminine part. Doesn't matter, has nothing to do with gender. And the masculine... most of us have been driven by our masculine part of us, which is our conscious mind, which is our ego. And the feminine part would be the more creative side, the more intuitive side. And this king, he is the masculine part, but he's very, very ungrounded because he's in reverse. And so, and it's the King of Wands, which is very interesting for you because it's this new thing that you want to do for yourself. And this king, your ego is sitting here telling you that whatever it is you want to do, it's not going to work. Either because, it's not going to bring you the money that you're supposed to, it won't bring you any money. A lot of times when we start something for ourselves, if it's a creative project or something you want to do, that might even be, and this is a big, big decision for you, might even be how you're going to earn money. And if, in the king and the ungrounded, the ego will come out and say, you can't make money doing this, not with a creative project. It's just not going to work. And so you have your ego. Something's telling you that this thing that you want to do is either bullshit or it shouldn't happen, or just some negative spin to it that's just blocking you from saying, nah, this isn't going to work for you. And interestingly enough, this is my card of, my Five of Swords is my card of unworthiness, a bit of shame card too. Because if you look closely at this figure, now fives are all about conflict that's going on, and it's a sword. So it's all about mental conflict in you, and it's all about your belief systems and, your patternings that have been handed down to you. And this particular individual, he's won some kind of a battle here. This is a 5, and he's walking away with this big grimace on his face saying, I got this guy, I got him. And if you look at the guy that he got in the background, this is who I like to focus on, is this particular individual right here, and he's hiding his face. And when I see that individual, I think of that whole bully syndrome and this particular individual being shamed by a bully. And so I see that in your situation, what you're focusing on is, I don't know if you have, if you're still under the influence of people that are controlling your life, sort of that bullying aspect. But there's some shame here that's going on, or some unworthiness. And that might explain why, and I didn't think it was that at the beginning when I talked about this with the Empress card in reverse. I said I didn't think I saw any shame coming out or any unworthiness. So I'm seeing now that there is a bit of unworthiness coming out here, because that's what the shame card is about. And so you need to get in touch with, and it's swords energy again. So what sort of, how has this belief system that you have about yourself, that you've been given, that's coming up in your shadow right now, how is this preventing you from doing what you want to do? What is it exactly? And this is a general reading. So let's look at, what's coming up in your shadow right now. We talked about the Emperor coming up in reverse, and wanting to, there's a need here maybe to walk away from something. Let's just see what else is coming up. The Temperance card comes up, and when the Temperance card comes for me, the Temperance is, it's a card of finding your middle way, finding a balance in your card, or in your life. And this individual right here is, if you're looking how this individual is pouring, this angel is pouring this water, right, with your emotions. Water represents your emotions. Water is also related to your unconscious. Water is also related to, going inwards and finding out your own inner guidance. And because it seems like there's been some control here going on in the past, and there's this idea, like we said, there's an idea that's controlling you, that's saying you can't do it. And the Temperance is saying it's now time to go inwards and find this inner guidance, to help you find some balance in your life, and to help you find your own way. And we do that by finding, our middle way. If you've got people from the outside pulling you this way and that way, and you're being, shaken all over the place, and now it's time to find your inner way. And you do that by going inwards. And this is where in finding out what's in your shadow, finding out your way. And the King of Swords is right behind that one. And again, the king is that a strong masculine energy that comes out and says, with his sword, in a grounded position, right? He's in a grounded position here. So he's saying, who are you? He's authenticity. He's all about cutting through the bullshit. He's going to cut through the bullshit with this sword. This bullshit of what you've been told that's preventing you from doing what you want to do. He's going to cut through it. And your shadow's coming up to saying, okay, we're going to cut through this bullshit. We're going to find out what it is that's preventing you from doing, what belief system you have that's preventing you from doing what you want to do. Because the Queen of Wands, she comes up. I love when the Queen, right after this King says we're cutting through this bullshit. And the Queen of Wands is that feminine part of us. She's the part that's been repressed for so long in all of us, in society as a whole. And the Queen is a real fighter for freedom. She wants freedom. She wants freedom to be intuitive, to be creative. And she is the Queen of Wands. And that's all about creativity and finding out who we are and getting back to our intuition. And she's coming out here in all her fierceness and saying it's time to get in touch with, go inwards, because the only way we can get in touch with our intuition is to go inwards and start feeling our emotions, to get in touch with, who we really are and who we want to be and what our purpose is and what direction we want to take. And it requires us to become still, really take a lot of time out to become still with ourselves. Because this card comes up next, this Four of Cups in reverse, and maybe this is you, and I see this individual, I see this as somebody that says, I have all these 3 cups here that are standing for me, and I can't even see them. I don't even see them. I have my arms crossed. It's as like you're almost like in a trapped position here. I'm hearing the word trapped position in these emotions. And it could be true if, if you're dealing with these belief systems that you have. And this offer comes here from the universe. It's a cup. It says, like, what do you want? Cups are about our emotions, our desires. What do you want? And when there's an offer from the universe, you take it. And you take it and you run with it. Freaking run with it. What do you want? He's saying, just cut to this bullshit. What do you want? The Queen's saying, you get to do whatever the hell you want to do. And this universe, this cup is saying, what do you want? And it was in reverse. So that's really, maybe you don't know what you want. You're feeling like how can you know what you want if you're following somebody else's belief systems about yourself? It's really hard to figure out what we want, right? But this is what your shadow's saying. What do you want? Let's get to the truth here. Cut through this bullshit of what you believe about yourself. This little bit of shame here that you believe about yourself. Maybe a lot. And this 9 of Cups comes as a final card for a shadow. And the 9 of Cups is the initiation card into that full range of beautiful emotions, of desires, of what we really want for ourselves, right? And he has settled on 9. He's so close to the 10. He's settled at 9. And if you rip that blue cover off here, rip it off, all those 9 cups are going, and you find what's there for you, your true desire to get you to the 10. Yeah, that's what you need to get you to the 10. But he's just sitting there. He's content. He's not moving. So he's not willing to see what that 10th thing is for you, that's waiting for you, that's going to take you into that new direction you want to go into for yourself. Not for these people that told you that you're not supposed to do that, or you can't do it. You won't inherit our money. What do you want? That's what this is saying. What do you want? I like that. I'm going to write that down. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Because you can have it. You can have it. It's under that blue cover right there. So, advice from the tarot. Says Ace of Pentacles. I'm going to offer you Ace of Pentacles. New way. A brand new way of looking at maybe your material world, looking at your health, looking at your body, looking at getting into your body. Here's the new way. This is going to take you now to where you need to go to get in touch with, your intuitive self, to get in touch with your creativity, to get in touch with your authenticity. Because here's the 10 of Wands right here. It is bursting. It wants to come out. And the wands, I said, are your creative side. They're your spiritual side. It's who you're meant to be. It's the reason why you're on this planet. Why are you here? What are you supposed to do? We're all meant to do something. The creative ones, this card reminds me of these 10 helium balloons that I bought once. I don't know if it was 10, but I bought a bunch of helium balloons, and I'm thinking, you're trying to hold on to them. The wind's blowing. You're trying to push them all into your vehicle. One comes out. You push it back in. Another one comes out. And this is what this reminds you of. These wands are not heavy. They're very light, and they just want to fly. They just want to go and be creative. They just want to be you. And it's being held down. This person's holding them down. You're being held down. And the tarot wants a new beginning for you. You can't tame these creative wands that want to go in the air. This new beginning that your shadow wants for you wants to come out. And it's saying the 8 of Wands right after that comes in reverse. The 8 of Wands is normally, sometimes when you've got this offer from the universe coming in here and you're not taking it, because we always need to take an offer from the universe. And this is what I'm saying this reading is for you. You got to do it. It's almost like this 8 of Wands reminds me of the Fool in this deck, where you just have to have the faith and you got to jump. You got to take whatever you want to do and just throw it up in the air. And it's like, you know what? Whatever lands, lands. If people aren't happy about it, if this is what I'm not supposed to do for some reason, maybe because, it's not going to get me the money that society says, especially when it's something to be very creative, that feminine aspect of yourself, doesn't matter your gender. A lot of times you'll hear these ideas coming, your ego saying, no, don't do this for some reason, but the guidance is take these wands and throw them up in the air and just do it. Because this Page of Pentacles comes in, which is really beautiful, because the Page of Pentacles is that young, again, it's a court card for me, so it's that young part of you that wants to really start to feel, because this is about feeling, desiring. And children feel naturally. They just are childlike. They're, the tarot wants to lead you to a place where you're going to begin to start feeling like this childlike person again, where you're going to be creative and do what you want to do. And it's just going to be such a light feeling for you once you work on and work through what it is why you think you can't do this for yourself and what is blocking you. And the page is coming out to say there's a new beginning here for you, where you're going to feel so much lighter, and it's going to lead you to do what you want to do here. But it's a process. I mean, you have the Temperance card that's come out and says, this takes some time to find the middle way, right? It's going to take some time here, but it's starting to come out here. Maybe 2024 will be your year, right? It's supposed to be a great year of transformation for a lot of us. So I do want to recommend that, because this is really asking you to go inwards, to start looking for your intuition and finding your intuition. I want to give you a video on grounding, which I think is really important, that we need to practice all the time to finally, that's how we're going to get into our bodies and start to find out our own inner guidance. So let me leave you with I hope this helped. You had a fantastic reading. Very interesting. I hope that you can do what you want to do. If you work on these things that are blocking, these ideas that you have in your head that are blocking you, why you can't do what you want to do. So let's get you a card for you. Spirit animal card. Here's the spirit animal card for you today. Brown bear spirit says take time out. Yeah. And I might have mentioned the word stillness in here. You need to get still. You need to get still and start to ground. And that'll start to get you in touch with your intuition and your inner guidance and some emotions that you might need. Maybe you got a little bit of anger going on here. Pissed off at these people that are telling you that you can't do this. Get angry at these people. So good luck, and I'll leave you with the video, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.